why are you on a dating app? It's not me. It is 100% the men. Get off the dating apps.
Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL. And in today's video, we're talking about a young lady on TikTok struggling to understand why some men are on dating apps if they really don't want to date. Apparently, she's having a hard time. She's going out with these guys for a date or two or three or more. And then at a certain point, it just kind of fall off. Whether they ghost her, whether they let her know they don't want to date anymore, there's always a problem. And she's saying, hey, well, you know what? It's not me. I'm not the reason. Although apparently she is the common denominator. It's not her. It's the men. They're not serious on dating apps. Now, before we get to the video, I'm going to give her a little bit of grace, a tad bit of grace. Some people on dating apps, men or women, men and women, they're not really serious. They're there for casual type situations, just trying to hang out for a little while. They're not really trying to get married or anything like that. That does exist. So maybe she has a point, but of course, there's a lot more to the story. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, I will pause at certain points to give my 2 cents. Do not harass this person. If you have any comments, positive or negative, please leave them underneath the comments on this video. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Men, you need to stop going on dating apps if you're not actually wanting to date. I sent a text at like noon asking when I was going to see him again. And he's like, I'm busy, can we talk later? We know it's coming. 8 hours later, I get the audio message. I just don't know if I'm ready to date.
Let's pause right here. Now, shout out to this guy for not ghosting her, because normally when you get this kind of situation where the person does not want to continue, they'll ghost you. If we've been quote unquote dating for a little while, under a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 6 months to a year. Well, I wouldn't say that long. I would say definitely under 2 to 3 months. Sometimes you just get ghosted, especially in the very beginning stages. Within the first 2 or 3 dates, you'll get ghosted, and that's pretty much it. And it's not really a negative thing. It's a matter of, okay, I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to confront you. I'm going to just go ahead and fall off. And you already know what it is. When you don't hear from me, you could just go ahead and press forward. That's pretty much how that goes. I've been ghosted. I ghosted. It is what it is, especially in the early stages. Now, if you get to the point of being in a serious relationship, y'all cohabitating, commingling funds, or y'all married or something like that, obviously, you can't do the whole ghosting thing. But I commend this guy for reaching out to her, giving her the voice note, and letting her know that he's not going to continue. So he gets a few cool points for that. Let's keep on rocking.
But you're really super cool, and it's not you. I know it's not me. I am cool. I'm emotionally available. I'm hilarious. I'm a blast in a glass, and that glass can be full of water or whatever you want it to be.
I'm sure the glass has wine in it. Let's be all the way 101,000,000% real here.
I'm a fun time. And you know it, and I know it. But why are you on a dating app?
Well, some people are not on apps to really be 100% serious. They're just on there to have a good time. Maybe you're not on the same page as him. Maybe somebody else is. And maybe, just maybe, on the same app that he found you on, he found somebody else that he's on the same page with. And they could just have time for a short while, a long while, or whatever it is. That's kind of how those things work. Dating apps can be good and bad depending upon who you are and what you're looking for, where you live. But that's a different story. And for now, I digress.
It's not me. It is 100% the men.
So, although you're the common denominator in all these situations, it's always the man. I'm not saying it's never the man, because men and women have flaws. That's 100% right. But sometimes it's not the other person that's to blame for something not going well. Sometimes it's your fault. I know that might be a hard pill to swallow, but sometimes it's your fault.
get off the dating apps. Oh my God. And he's like, well, I just want to get your temperature of where you're at. Why does it matter where I'm at? You're telling me your needs. I will respect that. If you don't want to date, fine. What's the point of me telling you how I feel about the situation if you're telling me you don't want to date?
Well, maybe he just wants to make sure that everything's going to be okay. I mean, right now you're clutching a teddy bear. I'd be concerned about your mental health. I'm not saying that you got something going on upstairs, but maybe he's a little bit concerned about you. Maybe he likes you as a person, and he might like you more in the friendly way, but he doesn't want to play games and lead you on and make it look like, or he doesn't want to make you think that he wants something serious when he doesn't.
No reason to go any further than that, except for me to maybe tell you to get off the dating app. And the crazy thing is that I actually like this one.
This one.
Oh well. Here I go again.
So there we have it. Yeah, that's her story about the dating apps. And she says, hey, these guys that are on the apps and they're not really serious, they should get off the apps. Now, like I said, from the very beginning, shout out to the guy for being courteous enough to reach out to her and asking her how she feels, because most guys ain't going to do that. Most guys will just ghost you and then that's it. They could be quote unquote dating, whatever that means to whoever is watching. They could be dating for a month, 2 months, 3 months and just completely ghost you. I mean, I might have the courtesy to give you a text message or something like that, but I'm not really it's not going to be this whole big rigmarole trying to figure out your feelings and whatnot. If we're just in the beginning stages, we're not in a serious committed relationship. We're just dating. So, I mean, look, as I close, I want to say this. When you're talking about dating, most people you date, you're not going to have success with, meaning marriage, long-term, 50 years of kids and everything else, especially if you are 30s, 40s. Obviously, the dating process hadn't worked. I got to ask her and anyone else that may be watching the video, how many dates have you been on in your life? Let's say you're 35 and you're not married, no kids. How many dates have you been on in your life? Either it's going to be a lot or a little, typically. And for women, I think it's easier to get dates than it is for a man to get dates. So how many dates have you been on and what was the result? What did you see? Maybe rather than saying it's the man's fault and he's to blame 100% of the time, you might want to adjust something about yourself. Who are you going for? Is it the same kind of guy every single time? Is there any difference in the person you're trying to reach out to? The person you're attracted to? Is there any difference? Like if I looked at all your dates from the past 5 years and put them on a lineup, could I tell the difference? If one of your dates pulled a pistol on me and robbed me in Times Square, New York City, and then they put me in a lineup with 15 of your other dates, could I point them out and say he robbed me or nah? What I'm saying is at a certain point, you got to understand who you're dealing with and look at some of their characteristics. And it might be the man. You might, you know what? I'm going to just kind of take back what I said a little bit. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is 100% of the men, but check it out. You ready for this? That's 100% of the men that you date. So maybe change something about what you want and you might get a better result as a result. That's pretty much all I got to say. And if you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.